I saw the Backrooms yesterday. I saw it last night with Dusty. It was a late night showing. It was 10 p.m. I really, really liked it. It was directed by Kane Parsons, the guy who did the actual Backrooms short films. We've got Chiwetel Ejiofor. I don't remember how to say his name, but he's a great actor. His role was great. We've got Renette. She was great. I love this description. A strange doorway appears in the basement of a furniture showroom. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Good. It was really well written for one. That was something that impressed me. I expected it to be really shitty because, I mean, did anyone expect it to be good? I didn't expect it to be good. Because the Backrooms is a cool concept, and I love the short films, but there'd been a lot of bad adaptations recently, and I wasn't sure that Backrooms had enough going for it to do a movie. I was wrong. Thank God, because it was really, really good. First of all, I liked the narrative. I really liked that the Backrooms had a thematic function in the story. Like, it wasn't just a cool place. It's got a whole character to it. It's got a whole function. It has like a pattern. It has like an MO. The movie shot really well. I expected it to be all found footage, which, you know, maybe there's a world where that's cool, but he had already done the found footage thing, so I really didn't want to see a whole movie that was found footage, especially with something like the Backrooms. I'm glad that we got really good cinematography. I'm really impressed with the sets. Really, really cool. And it's like breaking records right now. I feel like it's a classic horror film vibes. Like, I felt like I was watching The Thing in theater. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is the sort of movie that is gonna stand the test of time. I feel like in 20 years, it's gonna be like The Shining. To be clear, I don't like The Shining. I do like this movie, but I don't like The Shining. Did you see those videos where A24 got a bunch of DJs to DJ in the Backrooms? All of the marketing for this movie has been incredible. Every time I've seen Kane, he's been in the Backrooms. And I've been seeing all these other YouTubers in the Backrooms, and everybody's in the Backroom. Another thing I was worried about the wire creature. I thought that was gonna be corny, but that's not how it was. It was cool. I love the Backrooms. It's just really, really good. I'm trying to talk about it technically, but I think I just have to go straight into spoilers, okay? I really, really like the way that the actual Backrooms functions. And I love the story between Clark and Mary. I love Clark being at therapy and having his emotional issues that he's dealing with. I love the fact that he's like sleeping in the warehouse that he works at. Like, they kind of set up his insanity for when he goes into the Backrooms later in the movie and he's like kind of lost it a little bit. I love the way that the monster worked. There's a scene near the end where they're like at a dinner table. They're doing the role play thing again, and Mary is really freaked out, and Clark is like holding her hostage, and it's just so freaky. And you see all of the monsters in the Backrooms, and he explains that it's like memories of other people that the Backrooms has like produced, and that the whole Backrooms functions as like trying to remake memory. It's just displaying how it remembers different things. Oh, so cool. I loved it. I think the captain was amazing. I think that's how you get it done. It was really scary the way he was chasing her around. The scene where she's like climbing up the stairs and like looking down, and it's the vertigo was going crazy. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm gonna go to my review now. I gave it 5 stars and a like because I really liked it. I liked it that much. I had 0 issues with it personally. Also, at the end of the movie, I almost cried. Backrooms is a modern classic. Before watching this film, I had only seen the original Backrooms short film, but none of the other episodes, so I was pretty green to the lore, which I'm very grateful for. Going into this movie, my expectations were on the floor. The pattern of mediocre internet adaptations has been exhausting, and I expected this movie in particular to be all style, no substance. I was proven very, very wrong. For starters, I love the Backrooms as a character. The concept of an extra-dimensional space that remembers the world before it is very fresh, very compelling. I appreciate how simple the character writing was, and I'm especially fond of the parallel between Clark and Mary. I enjoyed that Clark's story was delivered entirely through dialogue, while Mary's was exclusively through visuals. The cinematography was very good and served to communicate the core themes, especially on potential rewatches. Many times the skybox appeared to be a low-poly render, feeding into the disbelief of the entire world as it was presented. The film takes itself super seriously, and that boldness works in its favor. I love how it ended. I was deeply moved. I want to say more, but have no desire to spoil the film. Please go watch Backrooms 2026. I really, really, really liked it. I really liked it. I have nothing negative to say. You know, Man Carrying Thing would appreciate a sequel where the Backrooms are chill and fun hangout movie. I watched Man Carrying Thing's review. He didn't like the character writing. I don't get that. I think it was simple, but like, you don't need, sometimes, I don't know, it served the movie. When I watch movies, I think about like the whole product, right? The character writing serviced that theme that it was going for, with the nostalgia and the remembering thing, and that was really cool. From a meta perspective, the movie had nothing to do with this. This is just something that I was thinking about. This movie's coming out in a really interesting time where 1990s/Y2K nostalgia is like all-time high, combined with the fact that generative AI is also being used a lot. So it's like, there's something to be said about like how we remember the past versus how AI remembers the past and how it produces that in the future. Especially when they were describing how the Backrooms work, they were like, oh, it's like having someone draw a picture of a dog if they've only seen a dog one time and asking them to describe it or something like that. It was interesting. Like when they would say that, I'd be like, oh, that reminds me of early AI. Like when generative AI was first starting to exist, it would produce images that like, they weren't complete images, but they evoked things. Like you'd look at it and your pattern recognition would look at the shapes and like try to resolve them, but then it couldn't resolve them completely because the details were missing. You know what I mean? So like at a distance, or like if you squinted your eyes, it just looked like a dirty room. It looked like a room with clothes everywhere or something like that. But then if you tried to look at it for real, it would like freak you out a little bit. I think that this movie hit that vibe. They hit that vibe perfectly. I really loved it. I can't overstate it. What a remarkable movie. Did you like the R-rated elements? It felt like it was rated R because the rating board just rated it R. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really feel like they were trying to get that R rated. Like, I think about Deadpool. Deadpool needs to be rated R. But this movie, it's like, I don't think they were necessarily striving for that. It sort of just happened to be rated R. That's the vibe. Because it was like, it was violent. There was a little bit of gore. There was some swearing. My issue with Backrooms as a concept has always been how video game no clipping inspired it. Was from even the very beginning. Makes it harder to take it seriously for me as a real life thing. I don't think I agree. I think what makes it feel off is the phrasing of no clipping. There's a certain connotation to the language of no clipping, right? As opposed to phasing. You know what I'm saying? That's the word you'd use pre-video game. It's just like, oh, you phase. There's like this alternate reality that's just behind this wall. You just phase through the wall. So like, if you kind of let go of the language, then it's fine. They don't ever say clip or no clip in the film because it's a period piece. It's 1990, so that concept doesn't really exist. So I get what you're saying, but also I think that's a little semantic. But I do get what you're saying, but it is like when you watch the film, none of that plays a part. So yeah, totally. I think so much of what I've seen of the Backrooms is YouTuber talking junk that I hate. So like all of the languages, video game, creepypasta, yada yada. I actually agree. I was never huge into the Backrooms. Like I saw that first short film and I knew that Kane had his thing, and I knew that there was a big community around the Backrooms unrelated to Kane's videos. But I always thought that stuff was corny, like the different levels and, you know, the different types of monsters. And because for me, the appeal of Backrooms was just the Backrooms themselves, the idea of this extra dimensional space beyond. And I think Kane expanded on that in a cool way. There's one scene in the movie where you're sitting inside of someone's house, you sink through the floor, and it changes a little bit, and then you sink through the floor again and it changes a little bit more, and you keep sinking until it ends up looking more like the Backrooms and less like the room, until it gets to a point where it's completely unrecognizable. That was like my favorite scene in the whole movie. It really encapsulated what I thought was cool about the Backrooms in the first place, was like the nostalgia element, but then really making it concrete. Because I think people like backroom stuff because it's like cozy or nostalgic, or it just reminds them of, or it makes them feel like little kids. And I like that. I do like that, but I like taking it to the extreme. I don't understand the cozy aspect. Ain't no way we chill in there. Well, no, I get it. Like my church growing up, the basement of the church just looked like the Backrooms. The fluorescent yellow lighting and the crappy wallpaper, and it's just Y2K liminal space nostalgia. It's nostalgic, but like not cozy. For a lot of people, nostalgia and cozy are one and the same. You might be different in that regard, but I think my bitterness for Backrooms 2 is what it's done to YouTube horror even outside of that stuff. Like, good lord, they're doing King in Yellow adaptations in Minecraft with a Mr. Beast voice. I hope this movie will help me appreciate the Backrooms outside of the Webaverse poop. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, this feels like a classic horror movie. It really does. Like, it feels very fresh. It feels very interesting, but that's not the fault of the creation. True. Oh yeah, like Backrooms is a for real creepypasta. I love that. It's just how it's been adopted into YouTube video essay pseudo ARG stuff, and then how the philosophy became a cut and paste formula. I agree. I mean, but that comes with the medium, right? Because I mean, the same could be said about like FNAF tapes. Do you remember the FNAF tapes or whatever for the first 3 games? I really like the first 3 games, those tapes. Michael, don't leave me, Michael. I love that one. But all the ones after that were like, fine. It's fine. For something to be horrifying, there has to be a little bit of mystique, in my opinion.